Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, guys. Welcome to our lesson today. We will study lesson 6, pronunciation. Open your book, page 24. Listen, note how would you and could you are reduced in questions, then practice. Listen.
What would you do? What would you do? Where would you go? Where would you go?
What could you do? What could you do? Where could you go? Where could you go?
Who can repeat them? Okay, Muhammad. First one.
What would you do?
What would you do?
Second one.
Where would you go?
Where would you go?
Okay, very good. Thank you, Muhammad. And Ayman. Yes, Ayman.
What could you do?
What could you do?
Where could you go?
Where could you go?
Where could you go? Could you? Again.
Where could you go?
Could you go?
J sound. Where could you go? Where could you go? Again, Ayman.
Where could you go?
Yes, Ayman.
Where could you go?
Very good. Thank you, Ayman. 7. About you. In pairs, ask the questions and have your friends answer, then switch roles. The first question. Do you ever wish you were someone else? Who and why? Number 2. If your house were on fire, what would be the first thing you would try to save? لو لا قدر الله في حريق في المنزل, what would be the first thing you would try to save? أول شيء هتفكر تنقذه. Number 3. If you lived on a desert island, what would you miss most from civilization? Number 4. If you lived away from your country, what would you miss the most? 5. Have you ever had a wish come true? Come true means تحققت. يعني هل سبق إن كان ليك أمنية وتحققت? Or do you know anyone who has? What was the wish? Number 6. What advice would you give someone in order to become rich? Okay, we will listen to Ayman, who will answer the first question. Yes, Ayman?
Yes, I wouldn't never wish that.
Okay, thank you, Ayman. And if your house were on fire, what would be the first thing you would try to save? Second question. Okay, Muhammad?
I think my family, teacher.
Your family. Okay, thank you, Muhammad. And number 3. If you lived on a desert island, what would you miss most from civilization? لو عايش في الصحراء, ايه اللي بالنسبة لك هتكون مفتقده from civilization, من الأشياء المتحضرة أو من المدينة اللي أنت تعيش فيها? What would you miss? Okay, Anas? What would you miss, Anas?
The internet.
The internet, okay. But now you can get the internet even in the desert, I think so. Okay, anyway, thank you, Anas. Number 4. If you lived away from your country, what would you miss the most? Yes, Ayman?
I will miss the family and friends.
Your family, okay. Okay, Ayman. And number 5. Have you ever had a wish come true? Okay, Ahmed. Have you ever had a wish come true, Ahmed?
Yes, to succeed in school.
Okay, you wish to succeed at school. Okay, thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed. And what advice would you give someone in order to become rich? Okay, Ayman?
Okay. Go ahead. Save the money. it will help you.
Okay, saving money.
Invest the money. All that will help you.
Okay.
Save and invest the money will help you a lot. Complete. Go ahead. Continue. You will arrive.
Okay, thank you, Ayman. Now, open your workbook, page 13. Exercise E. Answer the questions, use might or could. Number 1. What would you do if you could be the leader of your country? Thanks for your answers. And here are some sample answers. The first one, if I could be the leader of my country, I'd work to improve the environment. And second question, what would you do if you won a large cash prize on TV? For example, if I won a large cash prize on TV, I could travel to every country in the world. What would you do if you lived on a desert island? If I lived on a desert island, I could surf and swim all the time. What would you do if you met an extraterrestrial? Extraterrestrials, as we said before, is the creatures which we believe that they live outside the planets، اللي هم اللي احنا بنعتقد ان هم الكائنات الفضائية، يعني بنعتقد ان هم عايشين او بنعتقد ان هم عايشين خارج الارض. What would you do if you met one of them? If I met an extraterrestrial, I might ask about life on other. 5. What would you do if you had more time? If I had more time, I would learn English more. What job would you do if you worked for a charity? If I worked for a charity, I might build houses for homeless people. Homeless people, people who don't have houses. What would you do if you found 5,000 reals on the street? If I found this sum, found 5,000 reals on the street, I might try to find who lost it. Or as Ayman said, I may or might go to the police station and give them to the police. What job would you do if you lived in a foreign country? If I lived in a foreign country, I could teach English. Exercise F. Read the sentence, write that what each person wishes. For example, Kayla, yes, my friends pay more attention to my sister than me, or than to me. We said, Kayla wishes that her friends paid more attention to her. Wishes that her friends paid. If we wish something in present, we use here past. After that, we use the past tense. If we wishes something for the future, we use would. Okay? Number 1. Tommy, I have to pay the municipal fees on my house. Municipal fees. Municipal means something related to government of a town. اللي هو المحلي يعني. الضرائب أو الأجرة المحلية. We say here, Tommy wishes that he didn't have to pay. يعني بيتمنى ألا يدفع هذه الرسوم. Charles, I am not good enough to play professional basketball. Charles wishes that he was good enough to play professional basketball. We can replace was with where. We can replace was with where. ممكن نستبدل was where. مع wishes ممكن المفرد ياخد where. Kevin, my friend won't listen to me. So Kevin says, Kevin wishes that his friend would listen to him. Would listen this wish in the future. David, I have to do homework every night. David wishes that he didn't have to do homework every night. هو هنا بيقول أنا بعمل الواجب يوميا أو كل ليلة، فهو بيتمنى ألا يحل الواجب أو ألا يكون عليه homework every night. Jonah, I can't see my parents this year. Jonah wishes she could see her parents this year. Maria, there is so much traffic in the city. So Maria wishes that there wasn't so much traffic in the city. Wasn't or weren't the same. الاتنين صح. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and see you next lesson. إن شاء الله. Goodbye.